Good morning and welcome back. Mike Eppel with a day off. We join the lovely Kris McCusker at the City News 680 Business Center. Good morning to you, Kris.
Good morning. It's Thursday, right?
Yeah, it is. We were talking over break. If you're not used to this shift, it can be a rude awakening, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's. I mean, once you get going, it's fine, but it's kind of weird.
It is very weird. That's the perfect way to describe it.
Yes.
Will it look weird when we see the inflation data out of the U.S.? And that's tomorrow, yeah?
Yes, this data coming out tomorrow, but investors, I guess, maybe processing, thinking, wondering, speculating. The latest reading on inflation out of the U.S., 8.3%, Mel. So that's a 40-year high. And the expectation for May is that it will stay above 8%. And the thing is about inflation, this is a look back. So we're not going to know that it's peaked until well after it's peaked. So that's going to be a thing, and that's sort of got investors a little concerned going into that data. We're also going to get an interest rate announcement out of the European Central Bank this morning. No change in interest rates expected, but it is expected to end its key stimulus program and then lay out the path for the interest rates going forward. The price for oil this morning closed to a 4-month high. Speaking about inflation, roughly $122. So once again, it is getting close to that high we saw in March of $130. Still a ways to go for the all-time high of $147.27 in July of 2008. But just to underscore this rise in oil prices, Mel, shares in ExxonMobil moved above $100 a week this week. $100 a share this week for the first time in 8 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That stock also up 72% this year. So that's a woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All the markets look that way, right? Very much hindsight.
Yeah.
And now let's look to Moderna. This is some positive data coming from the pharma company.
Yeah, so what they have done is they've sort of rechanged the configuration of their COVID-19 vaccine, and this one to deal with Omicron along with the original variant. And the trials are showing a fair bit of promise. We're talking about an increase in antibodies 8-fold. So that is very good news from Moderna. And this shot is being described as the next generation COVID shot. The company says it will be the lead candidate to serve for boosters in the fall. That's something we're not talking about in Ontario as of yet, although maybe our government has other things to process right now. So yes, the company is seeing good things out of its shot, and the U.S. is starting to talk about fall boosters. I suspect at some point in Canada we might talk about it as well. Shares in Moderna slightly higher in pre-market trade.
Okay, finally for you, we said bye to the penny, a decade ago? And
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. Can you believe it? And the nickel, could it be next? Would it be next? I like the nickel. It's a nice, friendly coin.
Yeah, non-offensive, right?
Yeah.
Well, they did this survey, Research Co. did this survey, and 40% of Canadians are ready to part ways with the nickel. Part of the problem is we're not really paying cash for things much anymore, so it's kind of seen as a bit of a nuisance. There are some parking meters that don't take nickels, so that's a problem. But 40%, only 40% want to get rid of it, 49% do not, and 11% are undecided. Now, I spoke to Mario Canseco at Research Co., and he points out that part of the motivation by the government to get rid of the penny way back when was that it was costing 1.6 cents to make. So that was a pretty big motivator to eliminate it. With inflation the way it is, we don't know how much the nickel is costing to make, but that could actually prove to be the sort of underlying theme here on whether or not it survives. However, if it were to be eliminated, it's not a fast process, generally takes, or at least with the penny, it took a couple of years.
What am I going to give the kiddos for the piggy banks? Right. So, look at this shiny nickel. I got to up it.
Yeah, it's inflation, Mel. You got to start giving out quarters or even loonies. Yeah.
Loonies, let's not go crazy. All right, Kris, they got to earn that money. Okay, have yourself a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, take care.
Take care.